show. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. JayBuc from the 525 plan over on the NSPN network. What is up, Jay?
Whoa. Well, let me go ahead and take these off, man. Hey, how y'all doing, man? Thank you all for the invite, man. I'm excited about this.
You know, you got to catch me on a good day, and I'll start inviting people over. I'm like, hey, man, you can come over for a barbecue, or you want to have a beer or something like that. It seriously was a day like that. We had a couple beers, and I'm like, we need to get some NSPN folks over here. We need to talk to some people that's on the network, get to know everybody.
Yes.
And our viewers get to know you, and we can share links and stuff like that, and that's what it's all about.
That's what's so a couple of things. First and foremost, welcome to the network.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I've actually had an opportunity to view a few of your episodes, and I am a fan first and foremost. So welcome to the network.
Thank you.
We're not for everybody.
Now I need y'all permission for this. Now I know there's no way I can be on a Strikeout Beer and not have a beer. So can I crack open a beer so I can?
Oh, of course,
absolutely,
of course.
Looks like a Kona Summer right there. Is that a Kona beer?
Well, actually, this is so. I asked my brother to pick me up a beer and to pick up something different from the for the purpose of the show. So I want to be careful. I don't I don't know if I have a big Wave Golden Ale. I've never had this before.
From Kona Brewing?
Kona
Yes, from Kona Brewing. Absolutely, from Kona Brewing. So this is actually going to be my first time trying it out. So let me go ahead and crack this thing open.
So Billy Joe, how you doing?
Yeah, let me get this.
Hey Darren, how are you?
Yeah, so I can feel like I'm a part of
putting it in a glass and everything. Look at
it. You can tell.
I mean, it is nice and cold. I mean, I had the glass in the freezer.
Did you?
So hey,
Marv.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
That was not bad. It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good beer.
That's a nice little crisp beer for you there. Nice and smooth, nice and clear. It's
right, real smooth. Yeah, I can get down with this. This would be good. Like if I had like a steak dinner or something. This would go perfect with
steak
that.
dinner, chilling out by the pool.
Right.
That, just kind of relaxing and just enjoying life.
Right.
Sure. So let's get into it a little bit. Easy stuff. We just want to know who you are. Like, how long have you been podcasting? What got you into podcasting? How'd you end up over here on NSPN?
Wow. Ooh, where to start? So, first and foremost, shouts out to NSPN, Next Gen Sports Media. Shouts out to Eric. Shouts out again to Strikeout Beer. They say least favorite podcast. I mean, hell, this is one of my favorites. So. But shouts out to the whole NSPN staff. But wow, how it all started for me, I guess the best way for me to say it is it started with me being a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, being born and raised in Tampa. I'm from an area in Tampa called Palm River, and kind of going through this whole losing phase with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, being that kid that hoping that one day that the Bucs will become a winning franchise. I was kind of born in right at the beginning of the 14 double-digit losing seasons, and then Dungy came in 96, and then things started to turn for our organization in 97, and we went through close to a little over a decade of winning and great defense, and we was able to get our Super Bowl during that stretch. So as I continue to grow as a fan, one of my hobbies is to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that led to, I guess the best way for me to say this is a transition in my fandom to where I then transitioned to this big super fan. And this happened right around 2014. I guess I started wearing a mask or really became this well-known popular figure in the area of Tampa. So then I was invited to be a special guest on different podcasts, different radio shows, and I was able to give a perspective of the game of the NFL, just from a different perspective, and I like to say from a fan's perspective. And that kind of led to me meeting certain individuals that really encouraged me to give this whole sports media thing a shot. I crossed paths with Peter Blake. I crossed paths with Blake Anthony, and they really, motivated me to give this thing a shot. And then as I continued, I was blessed with the opportunity to meet Eric White, and Eric White then started to groom me and really helped me find my voice in sports media. And then came the 525 plan, and now I'm here on Strikeout Beer. So I mean. It doesn't get any better than this. Like this, I feel like a rock star. Like it's amazing. So I mean, that's how I got my start in this whole word. Now, sports media is a whole different beast. Like I mean, it's a whole different different territory. But hey, it is what it is. I think I'm built for it tough. So hey, I can handle what comes with it.
Yeah, you definitely have to be, because being a fan and talking about things is one thing, but then when you're putting yourself out there and not just being a fan, but being a show host,
right?
And you're giving now you've got a target on your back. Yes. Now everybody wants to come at you. You post something and you think it's just whatever, and then you've got 15, 20 people dogpiling you saying, I can't believe you said that. What makes you think this? What makes you think that? Whereas if you would just post that on your personal page, you're good.
Right.
But now, yeah, it's definitely different for sure.
And this is what I'm terrified of. And I talk with Blake and Eric about this all the time. Like, because I'm free spirited to the point to where I have no problem with speaking my mind. And it's like now, once the whole NSPN thing came along, so now I have to be tactful and conscious of what it is that I say. It's something that I'm not used to. Like, I'm used to being on my personal page and being able to go live and just saying whatever it is that I want to say. And I'm scared that one day, as we continue to grow with NSPN, because NSPN, I'm talking about just the things that the network have in store, for our viewers is amazing. And just to know that we haven't even cracked the surface, makes it even more exciting. But I'm really scared that something is going to come back on my like something is going to come back to bite me. It's going to be like 5 years later, 10 years later, where, I done posted something or whatever that I was feeling at that time, as if things won't change over days, months, and years. I'm really scared that something that I done said or did something that's gonna come back to bite me.
It's coming.
Well, I think one thing we've learned recently is, like, if you've done something in the past, just admit it. Be like, yeah, I did that, but I was a different person then, right? When you go into it and you start denying things, that's what gets you in trouble, right?
Yeah.
That's where people start, no, man, I didn't say that. Well, I've got this picture right here of a screenshot of you saying it. Well, yeah, but see, what had happened was
allegedly.
Yeah.
and like with me, like, I have a wide range of following, in addition to fellow super fans or fellow friends, where we might be joking about something in that moment, and I might not even really mean it in the moment, but I guess once it hit Facebook or Twitter, or once it hit social media, it's kind of that, so whatever consequences or repercussion that come with it, I guess I got to brace myself to live with it. But I am terrified that something gonna come back and bite me in the butt one day, or something that I had posted back in 14 or 16, despite that it's 2021. Right. We in the middle of COVID, despite that, it's gonna come back and bite me. I'm already bracing myself for
it. That's one thing me and Rapid Dave here have talked about. We're glad we didn't have the internet the way we do now, as when we were kids, because let me tell you, the crap I did when I was a kid.
Yeah. It's just,
first of all, I'm just lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. A camera. Who knows?
Oh, geez. Yeah. Younger me was pretty dumb. and I said a lot of dumb things, but you're a kid. You say dumb things.
Yeah.
Right.
So
regrettable things.
All right, Jay. So let's get into something here.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to bring our first case to court here for you.
Oh,
all right.
I love this. I love this. Yes,
we're ready. We're bringing to you the case of Miss Simone Biles.
Yes.
Now you are an NFL guy and you're a Bucs guy, but every once in a while you get a story that just transcends all sports, and no matter what you talk about, you got to talk about it.
Yes.
And I saw you had a little post about it today. What are your thoughts on Simone Biles? Let's hear it.
Okay, first and foremost, I want to start it off like this. I want to applaud her. I want to applaud her for this reason. And I'm finna come from a different. I want to come from a different perspective, and I guess I kind of got an idea of, of my feelings, towards the situation. But let me elaborate on that just a tad bit. First off, I want to start with this. I'm glad that it's her.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because when individuals become a public figure, like a Simone Biles or a LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, they are expected to conform to the eye of the public or their fans. And I get it. It's a certain level of responsibility that comes along with a certain status, whether if president of the United States, a pastor, like it's when you have a certain status, you're expected to conform in the way society. And I get it. I 100% get it. But at the end of the day, life does not escape any individual. At the end of the day, we're all human, and we all experience feelings and emotions, and we all deal with crises. We all have bumps in the road. And I now appreciating the Simone Biles being able to voice that and being able to say that and to bring awareness to mental health and to bring awareness that mental health is serious. And before my day as I'm not sure if y'all fellas know this, before my day as a newly acquainted, I guess, sports media guy, in my professional realm, I actually work in the mental health realm. Would you believe that I'm a therapist?
Okay.
I am a therapist. And
a licensed therapist.
A therapist, yes. Like my crazies, like I literally work with children and families.
Okay.
Personally, like Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. I flip into this whole crazy JayBuc persona at night and maybe on weekends. But the job allowed me or gave me a platform for me to better understand society, our mind, and how it works, and how, like, if our mind is not where it needs to be, it will spill over in other components of our lives. So our mental health is key. The mental health is in the same level as your physical health. And even as one thing, as a clinician, like my goal is to kind of sort of, we need to do a better job in normalizing mental health. Sure. We need to normalize this. Like, depression is real, anxiety is real, life stressors are real, and when we don't have the tools to manage these type of things, it comes out in many different areas. So I want to commend her. I want to commend her for despite the expectations that came with her. I mean, she's Simone Biles. Come on, she a goat.
She brings some of that on her own though, too, right? Does she need to show up wearing a leotard that has a goat on it?
I think she might have.
I would say so. I mean, Simone Biles is she's that girl. I mean, come on. Who?
And let me ask you this. I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate for you there.
Okay.
Usually says something.
Let's just go ahead and say the Super Bowl this last year. After the first quarter, Tom Brady pulls himself out and says, "Guys, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not hurt. I'm just not feeling it." Go ahead and throw who is it, Blaine Gabbert or whoever's back there.
Yeah.
We're better with him.
Or Julian Edelman. Just let him take some snaps.
All right. So here's the thing. And I'm going to be honest, because at the end of the day, yes, professionally, I work in the realm that I work in professionally. Now, personally, I would be devastated. Personally, I would. Because from one, it's Tom Brady. Two, this is the first time that in the history of NFL where we're hosting a Super Bowl in our home stadium. So by all means, I mean, I understand the expectations that come with that. And personally, I would be pissed at Tom Brady if, he wasn't able to go. But honestly, professionally, I get it. Like, I really honestly get it. Like when I'm lucky enough, ever to have a side where I'm able to step out and see the gray in the black and white situation, I guess is the best way for me to explain it. But luckily enough that did not have to happen. Brady played and we won, but I do think with Simone, like it opened the door for us to start having more dialogue about mental health, and maybe opening the door to here's the thing. I remember years ago, I remember reading the article. I want to say this was maybe in 13, 14, right around that time. And I remember reading something saying how Drew Brees used to see a shrink. Drew Brees was pursuing some type of mental health counseling. And then it was, at that point for me, it started to make sense, because that was right around the time that I started to, I was in school during that time. So, I mean, it made sense. So even with Simone Biles, unfortunately enough, like right now, we're not, allotted the opportunity to see her perform at one of the greatest stages, in the world. But if this opening the door for us to have more dialogue and put measures in place, for our athletes, for, I don't know, maybe this could potentially lead to something, great. I don't know, a greater.
Would it be that much coverage if it was some other kind of spare parts, I don't know what other random sport there could be.
If it was the alternate on the U.S. girls gymnastics team, no you wouldn't have that.
I'm talking about the alternate for sharpshooting or something like that. You're going to hear a story about the guy. You know what I mean?
You definitely have the bigger spotlight on it because of who it is, and because of who she is, and, her performance. And I mean, she is the best out there in gymnastics, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, here's my feelings. If you're going to be considered the GOAT, you got to perform at the top of the game at the right time,
no matter what.
Right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's biggest argument for Dan Marino not being that great was he never won it.
Yeah,
he never got there,
season, but he never won it.
He never took it. He took his team there once, and that was it. Right? You have people that argue against Charles Barkley. Barkley was great, but you always throw that on there. He's never going to be considered a GOAT because he never got there. Now you've got Simone Biles, who, awesome, yeah. But so you've got that. And then here's my other thoughts on this. She didn't just get there and then just start not feeling it, right? You've got that combined with the fact that she was struggling, right. She was performing. She wasn't doing as good as her expectations were.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of pushing through, she bows out again. It's her choice. She's the one who has to live with it. Who cares what anybody else thinks, right? That's her personal choice. Right. But what she's got to do, and I'm sure she did,
I quit for
was talk to her teammates. And not only just her teammates, but that sixth person who didn't get to go to the Olympics because there wasn't as many spots. She knew before she went how she was feeling. She didn't just get there and show up the day of the performance.
Are you sure? What's your next question?
That's something that we don't know, that only Simone can answer. Because I know there were many a times, whatever, that And again, I'm not trying to put myself on the level of a Simone Biles or, one of our, great athletes, but there were I can think of many moments where I was required to, perform or to do something. And I had to put on that poker face, that was for a split second, just to get through whatever it is I was required to do in that moment. So, I mean, I can't speak, whatever for Simone. This is something that she would have to, speak to, but, and I'm gonna be honest about this. Like, before the Olympics, started, I was wow, Simone is under a lot of pressure, and I get it because of who she is, but I mean,
what she did the last Olympics.
It's what she did the last Olympics. She brings, again, we talked about, she brings it onto herself. Don't put a goat on your leotard. Don't do commercials where you're standing there holding a goat. Don't do that.
Let her do what she wants. My mood changes by the day. I could wake up tomorrow feeling like terrible, but then I'm fine tomorrow, the next day.
Right, but you're sitting here in your spare bedroom doing a podcast. You're not at the Olympic level, right?
So here's my question: is with her wearing certain, that with the GOAT thing and all that, could that possibly be associated with her endorsement deals, or is there a story behind that?
You just say no.
Nah, whatever. Say no. You just say no. Stop doing drugs.
They want her in the commercials.
Yeah. That Visa commercial.
I guarantee you, when Michael Jordan showed up to do the Hanes commercials with the Hitler mustache on, they looked at him and said, "Michael, come on." And he said, "What? Are we doing this or not?" And they said, "We're doing it. Let's go."
Oh my God, that mustache is ridiculous.
Right? But you're the star. You're the one that they want to endorse their product. If you don't want to do something, you tell them no.
She's a kid. She's just getting used to all that. She's not Michael Jordan going into a Hanes commercial. She's doing a Visa commercial and a couple backflips. You know what I mean? Calm down. I mean, she's great.
She is.
But there's
and my thing is, you're not the greatest of all time if you're not going to perform in the biggest scene out there. Your spotlight for your event. If you can't perform in that, you can't be considered the greatest of all time.
You're right. She is a child. She's still a teenager, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Simone. I think Simone 23, 24, maybe.
Yeah, like 24, I think.
Yeah.
Which is still.
I mean, maybe for me, I can, in anything probably younger than 25.
24,
yeah, she's 24.
All right.
So
still young though, but yeah,
again, extremely talented, extremely gifted. She could do things nobody else can do. But what this showed to me was not the GOAT.
Or maybe it's a lot of pressure and just,
But if you're going to be the greatest of all time, you're not going to cave under that pressure.
You're going to have to wait for
That's why Tiger dominated, because he showed up on Sunday wearing that red shirt, and the guys that were playing with him couldn't handle it. They looked over next to them. They saw Tiger crushing it down the fairway, and Tiger turns to look at him and goes, "Go ahead." And they caved. They cracked.
Yeah. Tiger will do that to people, though. If you guys are cashing in points on Twitch, give us a minute. We're interviewing right now, and then we'll definitely pay you off later.
Yeah. But I have to agree that is Tiger, and still for me, Simone is still Simone is in a league of her own. So I guess we all have our own individual standards of who we identify as GOATs. LeBron is a GOAT to me, but comparing LeBron to Jordan is a completely different story. Tom Brady, even before he became my quarterback, Tom Brady is a GOAT, whatever to me, but for somebody else standards, it can be something, completely different. And Simone has already, taken away from the this year's Olympics. I believe was it 16? She has that she dominated.
Yeah, she had a move named after her because she's the only person who's ever pulled it off. Right? If you pull off a move that no one else has ever done in competition, you name the move. So I'm not taking away from what she's done.
You sound negative about it.
No, she's awesome. She's great. extremely talented.
Okay.
Not a GOAT.
Just making sure. But
Not a GOAT.
Not yet. I mean, but she's pretty good.
I mean, she had okay. So let's take a step back. So, and maybe y'all can help clarify this for me, because my thing is especially when it comes to gymnastics, I get confused every Olympics. So it's my understanding that she dropped out of, was it the individual games?
She did both. So
After
she stepped out of the team competition during it while it's going on. Basically the equivalent of Tom Brady leaving after the first quarter, the second quarter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she pulled out of the individuals too, saying, "Hey, I'm just not there. I'm not going to compete in the individual."
Well, she couldn't go back and compete in the individual if she
could have
quit on the other one. You know what I mean?
She sure could have.
I mean,
there's a reason why she made an announcement saying, "I'm not competing," because she could have competed.
Well, I mean, technically, yes, but I'm saying, but you can't show up and be like, "I'm here for this," but I quit the team thing because those a bunch of losers. I'm over here on the individual.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? It's, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of how I'm talking. I'm not saying she could.
She could have, but she didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you
go. It was a possibility. So.
Oh. Jesus.
But,
What's your next one? Is it just Simone Biles for 30 minutes?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
He's actually got a show here in a little bit that he's got to get ready for. But wow. Jay, tell us everywhere everyone can find you. Where are you at social media wise? Let's let everyone know where they can find you at.
Okay. So every Wednesday, 9 p.m., the 525 plan presented.
We need to clarify because we're over in the Central Time.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah. Eastern. I'm sorry. Not 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. NSPN, Next Gen Sports Media, the 525 plan. It go lives every Wednesday again, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can also find me, JayBuc 525 on Facebook, JayBuc 525 on Instagram, JayBuc 525 on Twitter. Also, JayBuc, I have a TikTok account, y'all. So you can put JayBuc 525, aka JayBoogie, on TikTok.
All right, we'll have to give you a follow. We're over there on TikTok too.
I'm firing it up right now.
That's where all the kids are at these days.
Yeah.
Did you say JayBoogie?
JayBuc 525, aka JayBoogie, on TikTok. Yes, sir.
And then we've also got the request that we need to go ahead and get your address and your bank account information.
He's not kidding. It's AKA JayBoogie or JayBuc 52. Yeah, you got yourself a follow. There you go.
Now, fellas, y'all know it will not be right. I got to get you all over to on 525 plan. I got to get you all as special guests on the show.
How long is your show? Let's ask you that.
The show is
live when you go live.
My show usually an hour, but it's been going over, by I was about an hour 15 minutes at the most.
All right, we'll catch you here in the next week or two.
Here's what we do on Wednesdays. We do Strikeout Beer from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Take a half-hour break, and we come back for a late night beer review, which is 10 o'clock. So if we need to work it in for a quick 10 to 15 minutes, not a problem at all.
No, I got one even better for y'all. So yes, I go live Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I've also been given permission to, there are other days, that I can go live and, for special guests, for breaking news. So how about I want you all to have y'all, I want my viewers to really get to know the Strikeout Beer. So no, let's plan something. But we'll play something with just the three of us.
There we go.
Just the three of us. We gonna make this happen.
We got some authority. We can log in and go live.
Yes, sir.
We know how to do things. We've got one real quick question here for you. Before he goes, has he seen Bubba Hotep?
You know what Bubba Hotep is?
No,
it's a movie.
Bubba.
It's a terrible movie.
Okay. So my thing is, do I need to watch it just based off of how terrible it is, or do I just need?
I would recommend watching it.
Is it on Amazon or Hulu?
It's on Amazon or Hulu.
It's kind of like Elvis. I think it's about like Elvis Presley and someone that took over as Elvis Presley or something. I don't know, man. It's got.
Oh wow. No, y'all just sparked my interest with that. So yeah, I'll be watching that. So
one of the characters is he says he's JFK. And he's got a bag of sand from where he got shot. But not only that, but he's black. because the government dyed his skin so no one would
regular. Oh wow,
would know he's still alive. So
It's insane.
I like it, but my thing is that see, I have this very crazy, quirky side, whatever to my personality. I actually might like something like this. Sometimes I like weirded out stuff every now and then, depending on what it is. I want to be clear because I want to put the wrong idea out there, for the viewers, But I don't. Just based off of how you explain it, this might be something I actually like.
You should check it out.
It's all right.
It's worth a watch.
Will do.
All right, Jay. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Man, fellas,
Pleasure's all on this side of the table.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you so much. Shots out to Strikeout Beer, your least favorite podcast. Awesome.
Thank you, sir. Have a great one.
You too. Thank you.
Dude. Legendary.
It's a great time.
I'm telling you.
Great time.
Yeah. I mean, the more people we meet from the network and things like that, and like especially he's our